Hello and welcome to My Xbox and Me, episode 402. I am one of your hosts, MC Fixer, alongside the one and only, the return of the Mac. Once again, return of the Mac. Return of the Mac. Oh my god. I've done that before on plenty of episodes before. Kresh, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
I hope you're well, man.
I thought it was you, Matt. I don't know why you thought it was you.
I hope you're well, Kresh. Hope you're well. Yeah, happy to have you back. Happy to have you back. Appreciate you coming back. Week after week, you know? after week after week. Like, you're here every single week consistently. Other than that time the other day, like 2 weeks ago, where you wasn't here, but we don't count that one. But thank you for being with us. We appreciate you here on My Xbox and Me. Consistency is key. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. Glad to be here week after week after week.
Perfect. And Matt's here. Matt, how you doing, Matt?
I'm good. I wonder how many people, up until I literally just spoke then, thought this was a whole bit and I was not going to be here. I think a considerable amount of people.
Probably more than we care to admit.
Yeah, definitely. That's on me.
No, not at all. Come on, I just like to give you shit, let's be honest.
And I love it.
If we're not giving you shit, then what's the point in doing the podcast? It's what brings me joy, you know?
100%.
I didn't get into this. I didn't get this line of work to not have joy. And shitting on you, Matt, is what brings me joy.
That's what I'm here for, boys.
Fix is all about shitting on other people when it comes to him. That's when you cross the line, and it's like, hey, maybe we tone it down a little bit, you know? Pull it back a little bit, guys.
Guys, we went too far this week. You know, you spoke about me. I think we went too far, okay? I think we went too far. Let's pull it back. If you didn't know, this is My Xbox and Me, our weekly Xbox podcast, right here on youtube.com/MyXboxandMe and all podcast services. You can get the show early over on patreon.com/ Still MC Fixer at the moment, I'm sorry. Until next time, love you, leave you. See you later. Thanks for listening. Bye.
We're done. Game over.
It's over.
Could you imagine? That'd be fucking hilarious. Didn't miss a week, lads. Shout out to our Patreon producer, Aaron Guard, once again this week. Topic of the show. Guys, did you know there was an Idea Xbox showcase?
Nope.
Absolutely. I for sure watched the whole thing. I did not. I didn't know there was one at all.
I've got to be honest with you, I forgot about it as well. So they did their April 2023 Idea Xbox showcase. They do these. It's usually, they definitely do one once a year. They've been doing them a little bit more frequently. It feels like once a quarter more. It feels like. Doesn't mean that's true. I could have made that up totally, but it feels like they do them a little bit more than we're used to.
Yeah, because I feel like there was one that wasn't too long ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was Idea Xbox Showcase though. I know it was Idea Xbox something.
So they partnered with oh Jesus, who'd they partner with? They partnered with somebody. I can't remember who it is off the top of my head right now. For an Idea Xbox Cross, whatever that company was.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I think all of those games were made because of the Idea Xbox program, but that wasn't the same thing as this. This was like Xbox's Idea Xbox showcase thing for April. It was 11 games that were shown. I've seen most of them now. I've seen some trailers for most of these now because I do my research because I'm a professional. But I thought we'd go through them real quickly, and you could tell me what type of game this is.
Oh, wow. This is a fun game. Okay.
The last cassette of Benedict, thank you. Fox gets an extended gameplay trailer focused on combat. So, Benedict, fucking words. The last case of Benedict Fox, what type of game do you think it is, Kresh? I'm happy for you to look up a screenshot.
Well, isn't that one like a platformer puzzle type game? No.
Matt?
Well, this is a bit cheating because this was in Future Game Show.
Not cheating at all, mate. You got information.
You know it.
You got information. Chris loses. That's his problem. You know, if he doesn't do his research, that's on him.
And I think announced at Opening Night Live last year at Gamescom. I want to say, you know what? Actually, now I'm saying it out loud. It might have been announced at the Future Game Show last year at Gamescom, which I should know. But yeah, it's like a 2D side-scrolly, like puzzly, supernaturally, Call of Cthulhu typey dealio, and people are very excited for it, including myself.
So what I have in front of me is a Metroidvania from Plot Twist and Rogue Games that takes place in Boston in 1925, and the players explore a terrifying mansion that is filled with monsters. It is releasing the 27th of the 4th, 2023, and will be on Game Pass, which is obviously great for Xbox players. I watched the trailer. Not my type of game. Very much looks like a Kresh type game, if I'm being totally honest with you.
Interesting.
It's you like Metroidvanias, so
yeah, but everything I've seen about that game just does
not for you
resonate with me. Yeah,
fair enough.
I don't know. I haven't seen like a chunk of gameplay. I've watched the previous trailers, which I don't think they've had gameplay spliced into them, but the gameplay wasn't the focus. I feel like.
Oh yeah. Well, this trailer
check it out
about 4 minutes long. Focused all on the combat. Very stylist. I think stylish. To start words, bloody hell. What's the word I'm looking for there?
Stylistic.
Stylistic is the word I was looking for. Thank you. 1 point to Matt. He got the point anyway.
That's what he gets the point for.
He didn't get the point for the game because he knew the answer. I give out the points. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. Moving on.
I just want to say my answer technically not wrong.
True.
1 point to Matt. Moving on. Cassette Beast was announced, I believe, at the showcase.
I know this one.
We'll start with Kresh. Go ahead. Tell us what it is.
No. Start with Matt. Why are you starting with me?
I'm the host of this show. Welcome to Guess the Game at the ID Xbox
like the
Showcase.
Pokemon game, but instead of having Pokeballs, they come out of cassettes or something like that.
Ding, ding, ding! He is correct. Cassette Beast is a turn-based RPG with an 80s vibes, a bit like Pokemon. It very much takes inspiration from Pokemon, but instead of catching monsters with Pokeballs, you do it with a cassette player. You can record and capture new monsters. Blah, 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 blah. It is coming to Game Pass April 26th.
Excited for that one.
I mean, to get a Pokemon-like game on Xbox is huge. We didn't even get Pixel. No, what was it called?
Temtem.
We didn't even get that on Xbox, did we? Xbox? Come to PlayStation. I don't think it came to Xbox.
What happened to remember Pal World? That like it was like Pokemon ripoff with guns, and they had like Pokemon's making guns in a factory.
Yeah, it's still coming.
When?
I don't know. I'm not a game developer. -1 point for Matt. Asking me questions I do not know the answers to, and making me look stupid.
Temtem is on Xbox.
Oh, it is on Xbox. Oh, interesting. Yeah. I watched straight for this one. I hadn't remembered. That
We've
this
definitely
game seen this before. 100%. I hadn't remembered it though. So I got super excited because I like the look of it. Again, it's music. You know, anything music based, I'm willing to give it a try because I like music.
Yeah.
It reminds me. So obviously, it is a Pokemon ripoff, but it reminds me more, like a crap. What's the game on Switch? Sports Story, that type of thing. Like, obviously, it's a Pokemon ripoff, obviously, but the style of it and I like the look of it. It's coming to Game Pass on PC April 26th, and then it comes to consoles later in the spring. Looks good. I'll definitely be giving it a try because why the hell not?
Yeah, same.
Move in on Omega Strikers. Next game that got announced. Kresh, what is Omega Strikers?
I feel like Matt should start this one.
Nope.
Me? Omega Strikers. I'm going to be wrong with this, but I'm just going to throw the guess.
If I like the answer, I'll give you a point.
If you like the answer, it is a ripoff of Mario Strikers.
That's exactly where my brain went.
Unfortunately not. Well, kind of. Yeah. Matt, what do you think it is?
Yeah, that's exactly where my brain went. I thought, because, Strikers could be anything, right? Like, you could call, Metal Gear Strikers or fucking, I don't know, whatever else could be Strikers.
I know you know what it is. I'm very disappointed in you. I know.
It's the top-down 3v3. Oh, I know what this
is. That's exactly what it is, Kresh. Yeah. It is a top-down 3v3 joyous mashup of soccer and air hockey. It's been out on PC for a while now, in beta, if I'm not mistaken. It might be fully, I'm not sure. But it is coming to the Xbox platform on April 27th, 2023.
So it's a 3v3 game. Does that mean potentially my Xbox and me with the boys stream?
I am absolutely down to play it because I saw it on PC a long time ago and was like, "Oh, that looks like my type of game." It seems enjoyable. Yeah, I'm down. I'm down to give it a try. Why the hell not? Don't think it's on Game Pass. Don't think it's on Game Pass. Just
well, I assumed everything in this would be.
Didn't see any splash screen or anything for it to be on Game Pass, so I'm going to assume not on Game Pass.
Fair enough.
Could be wrong. Next up, you have, and I will give this one. Okay, who wants this one before I say it?
Me.
Feel bad for you, Kresh. We have the Carters 2 turbocharged. What type of game is it?
I reckon this is. It's basically The Sims, right? But on Xbox. That's what I reckon it is.
-5 points. I'm sick of your attitude. I'm sick of your attitude on this podcast. I've got to be honest with you. Absolutely sick of it. The Carters 2, Kresh. What is it?
It's a kart racing game. Duh.
5 points for you. So yeah, this the Carters 2 is a car racing game, online crossplay, ranked matches. Looks very much in kin to like a Crash Team Racing, is what is probably best to describe it. The only problem I have is who gives a crap about kart races without known mascots. That's the only thing that I'll say at this point.
Well, to be fair, the Lego Racers one that kind of like came out of nowhere a couple of weeks ago. Did you see this?
No.
Yes.
It looks dope. It looks like Forza, but with Lego, and the moment-to-moment like actual racing is more like Mario Kart, right? But it's an open world Forza thing, and you build your own karts with Lego pieces. Cool idea.
That's cheating also because that's got Lego in it.
Exactly.
Sure,
it's got an IP attached to it.
Consider that like you could consider that like a mascot, right? Yeah.
Also, but they haven't already lent into this, which makes me think they won't. But why have they not just pulled all of their Lego licensing goodness into that, so that you can be Gandalf and friggin' Minecraft and all of these things?
Pay for it again.
But they already have all these licensing things, and like make it like Fortnite of kart races.
You would have to relicense it for everything. Like every time they do a game, they license it for.
Yeah. Yes, I understand that. But if they were like, "Hey, we're gonna have a battle pass system, and the first one is Lord of the Rings," I'd be like, "Fucking sick."
I think that'll come down the line at some point for something.
I feel like more game companies are understanding the Fortnite methods of things.
Does WB own Legos? I know they make games.
What do you mean own Lego? What, like own Lego as a company? No, I don't think so.
No, like the gaming section.
Yes, they own the gaming section. Like
okay,
they
so
do the.
You could see something like Gandalf because they do own.
Yeah.
No, they don't. Not Gandalf, but Harry Potter or something like that. You could see a battle pass because they own those.
They own Lord of the Rings, don't they? Game
rights?
So?
No.
Oh no, because
Somebody bought it recently.
Did they not buy Gollum? I don't think they bought. No.
I thought all of Lord of the Rings was bought.
You might be right.
I'm pretty sure it was all of Lord of the Rings. I don't know if the book rights were bought, but I'm pretty sure like all entertainment value things for the Lord of the Rings was bought.
Huh. Interesting. Kresh, I'm going to let you decide. Are you giving this one to Matt, or are you taking this one?
Do I have more points than Matt right now?
Matt's at -5, and you're at 6.
Okay, Matt can go. I'll give him a chance.
I had one when you gave me -5, so technically I'm at -4.
No, he minus the point for you as well.
Oh, really?
I've just decided minus another 5.
Wow.
So you're sitting at 0.
He's sitting at 0.
So you're giving him this one?
Yeah, he could have this one.
Coffee Talk Episode 2. What is it?
Of course, Coffee Talk Episode 2. Of course, everybody knows this. The sequel to Coffee Talk Episode 1. Need I say more?
As you think you're incorrect, it's the sequel to Coffee Talk. No, Episode 1. Sorry about that.
Really? Is that actually true?
Yes.
Damn.
The game's called Coffee Talk, and then it's Coffee Talk Episode 2. So thank you for being wrong. 0 points still. But why don't you tell us what Coffee Talk is? Did you ever play the original?
No.
You didn't?
I am assuming it's some sort of like visual novel or like dating sim set in a coffee shop.
Yeah, pretty spot on. It's a dating sim where you are pretty much different types of monsters that go into coffee shops, and you make these drinks. And
I don't think the first one was like that. I think the first one was just people. Was it?
No, it was monster. It was same thing.
Okay.
Same thing.
Have
same
you played
thing.
the first one, Fix?
No, but I got told to play it a lot, so I did a bit of research on it multiple times, and then was like, I'll be honest, I'm not really into dating sims. It's not really my bag, which is weird because I am a bit of a flirt, but in games. What? That's not a bad thing to say, is it?
No,
You're being a flirt?
No. I just didn't expect to hear it. That it just made me giggle.
Have you ever played the KFC dating sim?
No, I haven't. And I haven't played Dream Daddy, and I don't think I've ever... That's a lie. Do you count House Party as a dating sim? What is that?
House Party?
That's pretty much just a porn game, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I don't know what House Party is.
It's pretty much just a porn game.
Okay.
I think
you like porn games. You don't like dating sims.
No, I never said that. Whoa. I never said that. I never said no. Wait.
Minus 5 points, Fix, for trying to change it.
I'll take the -5. I'm on 0.
Okay.
No, I don't like those type of games, but for some reason, I'm pretty sure I got it for a ad, and then realized what it was, and was like,
"Got it.
I can't do this.
I've made a mistake.
I can't do this." So,
okay.
But then at that point, I was intrigued to what it was.
So you put 30 hours in.
No, I think I've played it. I think. Do you want me to check? Should I have a look how many hours I have on House Party?
Higher or lower, Crash?
Go on.
What did you guess, Matt?
Oh, I said 30 hours, but that was a joke. I don't think he's actually put 30.
So we're gonna, like, me and you are gonna make it. Whoever gets closer to Fix's actual hours gets a point.
Yeah. So you throw out a number, and then I'll say higher or lower, and then whoever's.
Oh, no, you got to put out a specific number, and whoever's closer.
That's what I mean. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, we can do that.
I'm gonna guess 5 hours.
5 hours. I'll go 7 hours, and if it's 6, we'll call it a draw.
Okay.
79 minutes.
Oh.
Thank God.
Rubbish.
Thank God.
To be fair, did you finish it in 79 minutes?
I finished me in 75 minutes. I was good after that.
To be fair, shame on you for not finishing in 69. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
Sorry, I couldn't. I need that extra 10 minutes.
I get it.
But yeah, Coffee Talk is coming out April 20th. It is on.
Why does anybody listen to this podcast?
I don't know.
I think it's for that exact reason right there, to be honest. It will also be on Game Pass, so go and check it out if you're into your dating sims. Kresh, what is Homestead Arcadia?
Homestead, of course. Homestead Arcadia. That's the game we're at home, and it features often commenter for this podcast, Stead. And he's going to an arcade to play some games.
I'll tell you what, Kresh. 5 points. 5 points.
Let's go.
I respect it. No, Homestead Arcadia is a farming witch simulator. Very much in the same art style as like a Breath of the Wild.
Ooh.
Extremely Breath of the Wildy in its art style. It's a new game from Scalban Games. It's described as a farming witch simulator that features magic, exploration, crafting, and more. You play as a young farmer named Billy, and alongside your cat familiar Huckleberry, you must restore the world and somehow push back the evil force known as Mr. I don't know what that word is. Coming April 21st, 2023. It will also be available on Game Pass Day Uno.
You know the crazy thing? The fact that that's not on Switch probably means it looks better than Breath of the Wild as well.
You'll be surprised.
No.
Because I just looked it up, got really excited, and then I mean, look, maybe it's great, right? Like it looks, it looks like Stardew Valley or Disney Dreamlight Valley meets some more open world Breath of the Wildness.
It's definitely
more like Dreamlight Valley. Yeah,
but you can see what I mean when I said yeah. It's not really what I was expecting from Scalebound Games, to be honest with you. If I'm being honest.
What if they made
Scalebound?
Yeah.
Scalebound have been in a few games. They did the Walking Dead game, one of the Walking Dead games. They They did. What else did they do? Now you got me all fucking flustered and wondering. They did. Walking Dead, obviously 2012 in partnership with Telltale. They also did. I'm trying to think.
Maybe
Callisto Protocol. Wasn't that them? I'm pretty sure that was Scalebound.
No.
No?
Look, I'm trying to look up the Scalebound developer, and all I'm getting is Scalebound, the Platinum game, and articles linking to Xbox and people wanting this game back. So I'm taking this as a sign that Scalebound's coming back, boys.
You're right. I flipping hate you. Like, why would you do that, Kresh? Why would you do that? Now we're going to get 10 emails about fucking it coming back and... Oh, Jesus.
All part of the plan.
That's not what I need in my life. Did Scalebound not help? Did they not do something on Callisto? Am I wrong in that?
Absolutely no clue.
I think I might be.
I don't remember that being.
It could have been a support studio or something like that, but
maybe.
No
why we wouldn't have heard about that necessarily?
It doesn't matter.
It don't matter.
Was you about to say, but how does I know about that? Because I'm well in touch with the fucking game industry, mate.
Well,
yeah? More in touch than both of you two, alright? I did my fucking history. Alright?
That's why he spent so much time on House Party, making sure he really understood a different genre of game he's never experienced before.
At the end of the day, someone's got to play House Party. Why not me?
True.
Why not me? Closer the Distance. Matt, what type of game is it?
Closer the Distance. That's an interesting name. I would assume it's a narrative adventure, maybe even a walking sim type deal about Closer the Distance, but like depression.
Closer the Distance explores how a community deals with moving on after tragedy. Close Distance tells the story of a young girl from a town called Yesterbury who died in a car accident. Players become her after she passes and uses her ethereal? Ethereal, thank you. What the fuck's what's that? What's ethereal mean? What's that?
Ghostliness.
Oh, okay. Never heard that word before. Ability to influence the townspeople she once knew. There you go. It will be coming to Xbox and PC. I don't know if it's on Game Pass. Didn't see a Game Pass splash screen. At the end, this was another Scalebound game as well. You can wishlist it now. Looked interesting. It looked in the vein of like I don't know how do I explain it. It very much like a 2 Point Hospital type situation, like in terms of its UI, like you click on a character and it gives them the history and are they a slow car, are they this and that, and you've got all the different characters down the bottom of the UI. You'll be able to go research it if it's something that you think interests you. So yeah, go and check it out if you're interested in that type of game.
Those look cool.
Yeah,
I'm excited for that one.
Up next, Kresh.
Yep.
The Exploratory.
The Exploratory.
That's a vague
Explorator?
That is a game where you explore.
5 points, Crush. It's an open world fantasy FPS with a striking art style. The explore. Haley, what word is this?
I'll look it up.
No, don't you dare. Come here, H. Come here. We need. Look, get out of here, camera. Alright, here you go. Explore. I'm where at. 10 points to Gryffindor. Explorator. Looks peaceful. And now this is, by the way, guys, this is what happens when you call audible on the podcast and you make up things on the go, and then the boys can't help you with words.
Yeah.
So if you're not enjoying this, maybe come back next week.
Yeah, if you don't enjoy this, come back.
If you're not enjoying the Xbox podcast where the Xbox podcast host didn't watch the Xbox showcase.
It also doesn't... excuse me, I watched it.
I also want to point out, I like this. I feel like every time we should do this for an idea Xbox showcase.
No, because that means I have to watch them all, and then you don't do anything.
We could switch who watches them.
No, we could all just watch them and do our bloody research.
This is fun. This is enjoyable. I like this.
I'm done. It's coming out. We'll release it on Xbox and PC. How many more we got? Oh, 2 more. Thank God. You have got Little Guardsman. Matt?
The Little Guardsman.
I get a hint.
I didn't say the. I just said the. I just said Little Guardsman. No, the.
Here's what I hope it is. I hope you play a guardsman of a town, like you are essentially a Skyrim NPC, and there's like a bunch of adventurers coming into town causing trouble, and you kind of have to do all the busy work, sort of mopping up after them. A little bit like, remember Moonlighter, where you like ran a shop in a town where the adventurers came and bought all your stuff? A little bit like that, but you're a town's guard.
Kresh, you want to take a pop at it?
Little Guardsman. You are a guard, and you guard the gate to a town.
Little Guardsman puts you in the shoes of a 12-year-old who must step up and take on their dad's job of working at a guard shack in the kingdom that decides who passes through and who goes to jail and who gets killed on the spot. There are over 100 characters who will try to enter the gates, and it's up to you to decide their fate.
I heard gates. That's all I'm saying. I heard the word gates, and you guard a gate. I don't think I was wrong.
It's Papers, Please, but
that's what it sounds
medieval
like.
times, and you're 12 years old.
It's a very cutie art style-y game. You're sort of sat at the table, and like you can X-ray the monsters and all these different people, and yeah, it's interesting.
God, damn, this is an Emma game. She's gonna be so fucking excited when I show this trailer later.
I'm sure she'll enjoy it. Good luck to her. Last game is Cabaret. Kabaret. Cabaret? Have I said that right? Cabaret? Yeah, I think it's Cabaret. Kresh. For all the points, Kresh.
For all the points?
This is for you to win. For you to win.
Okay. Cabaret. It is a game where you play a hunter and you go out hunting monsters, animal monsters in fancy outfits.
Nice.
I mean, Matt, do you know what it is?
Cabaret. Cabaret is a game about you play a cat person and you are sailing. It's about sailing. It's a boat game, and you're a cat person.
Cabaret is a dark fantasy folklore adventure game with monsters, fresh, from Southeast Asia myths. I'm going to give all the points to Kresh. Congratulations, Kresh. You have won the official Idea Xbox Guess the Game 2023. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. You know, I've worked really hard at this. I've been doing my research and studying up, ready for this moment.
We appreciate you, all the work you just put in. Overall, the showcase wasn't for me. If I'm being honest with you, not a lot of games that really interested me. There was a couple here and there that obviously we got to see a little bit more of that I was happy about, but other than that, I kind of watched these just to see what's coming to Game Pass, if I'm being honest.
That's fair.
That's kind of like my go-to.
Also, the Vampire Survivors expansion.
I forgot that because I didn't care.
Well, me and Kresh care.
I don't care.
You care. Yes.
Oh, shit. Well, yeah, okay. I'm excited for it.
I think a lot of people are probably excited for it, to be fair.
To be honest, I just waited to see. I was going to mention it, but I was just waiting to see if Matt would go and look it up.
I did. As soon as you were done with Cabaret, I clicked on.
Did I say Cabaret right? Do you reckon that was right? Cabaret?
I don't know. I didn't go that far down. So look.
Cabaret.
Oh.
Probably. I think
cool.
But I'm not
Cabaret?
sure.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Alright, moving on. What's been in your box? Matt, what you been playing this week, bud?
What have I been playing this week? More Resi. Getting in now.
Okay. What chapter?
Good question. Don't know. I am.
You don't know what chapter?
No, because I don't pay attention to what chapter. To be fair, I also haven't played it a couple of days, so just kind of forgotten. I'm like in the castle. I'm doing things. I don't know what I can say. I don't know what's new, and so I don't really want to say like stuff in case there are spoilers there. I don't think much is new, but
so you just got Ashley.
I got Ashley. Yeah, I've had Ashley for a minute.
You're probably about chapter 6 by the sounds of things.
Sure.
Sounds right.
But I'm very much enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. I can see all the similarities to sort of a Resident Evil Village. I can see all the reasons that you don't vibe with it, Fix. And finding all the reasons that I do vibe with it.
Look, when you say I don't vibe with it, I understand how great a game this is. Let's be honest. It's probably gonna be up there for Game of the Year. Let's not be stupid out here. All right? I understand how great a game this is. It's just, yeah, it's a shame.
Not that great of a game. Got you.
I didn't say that.
Got you.
I didn't say that.
I heard the exhale. I heard what you whispered.
Yeah, I haven't played it. I haven't played it anymore. I need to set aside one day this week where I just beat it. I've got that to play. I've got Road 96 Mile Zero to play. I've got Contraband Police to play. I've got a game that I can't speak about right now that I'm playing for review. So you'll be hearing some thoughts on that real soon. Yeah, so there's a lot. There's a lot to play right now. There's a lot to play. Some good, some okay. Resident Evil 4, okay.
Okay.
Kresh, what have you been playing? Sorry, go on, Matt. Go, Matt. Go.
No, it was in total non-sequitur. I was going to say, did you ever finish, and again, not really relevant to this podcast either, but did you ever finish Horizon / are you excited for the expansion that's coming? Because I forgot that
he never played it. He never played the second one.
Oh, you not?
I never played the second. I've got it. Never played the second Horizon. Never played the second God of War.
Yeah.
Oof. Ragnarok is.
Ragnarok you should play. Horizon you can skip. They just came out with a new game plus for God of War.
I just saw a bunch of new updates for it, and I was like, this is why I waited.
Yeah, sure.
I was waiting for balancing issues in my single-player game.
Yeah, exactly,
yeah, I'll get around to it at some point.
It doesn't sound like you will.
I will. I just... you know? I will. Old game's old, you know?
He will once the Activision Xbox deal goes through. Until then, he's completely boycotting any PlayStation.
Yep, exactly.
Got you.
That's exactly what I just said in my head. 1,000th of a second. Right. Yep. We've been playing, Kresh.
I played Loop Hero, which is a game on Game Pass.
Loop Hero? What the hell is that?
It's been on PC for a while, right? It's just come to Game Pass, I think.
Is it on PC for a while?
Oh, yeah. I might be wrong. But
Yeah.
There was a demo for it last year at some point. I don't know if the full game was out. I didn't keep up with it, so there's a possibility the full game was out.
This is such not an MC Fix
game. Not you at all.
Jesus Christ. No.
It's like a roguelike-ish game where your character travels around in a circular path, and each time you defeat an enemy, it gives you loot drops that can be either weapon, armor, or something like that, or a tile that you can put down somewhere on the map that will affect maps. Some of them spawn things, some of them give you benefits. It's a very fun game, I think, sort of in the vein of like what I enjoyed Vampire Survivor, which was like, hey, I got like 15 minutes. I'm going to do a run and sit down and play that and then walk away and I can jump back into it whenever. I'm enjoying it. I think if you enjoy roguelike type games, I think it's worth checking out at least. I don't know. It probably won't be up everybody's alley because it is a very different type of game, like you saw with Fix's reaction. But I do think it's worth at least looking into it if you guys have been looking for something to play. It's on Game Pass.
So to go off the back of that, you've got the new games that just got announced for Game Pass. Loop Hero, obviously April 4th. Everspace 2, April 6th, PC. Iron
Brigade or something like that.
Yep, April 6th, console and cloud. Ghostwire Tokyo, finally coming to Xbox April 12th, console, PC, cloud. NHL 23, April 13th, console. Minecraft Legends, April 18th, console, PC, cloud. Coffee Talk Episode 2, April 20th, cloud, PC, console. The Last Case of Benedict Fox, April 27th, cloud, PC, and console. And Homestead Arcadia, April, to be announced, PC.
Yeah. So that's a good list of games to be coming out on Game Pass, I think.
Just a quick one, because this was very interesting to me. Games leaving Game Pass: Life is Strange: True Colors, Moonlight, Glow Bay, Panzer Corps 2, Rainbow Six Extraction. And then you've got The Long Dark, Riftbreaker, The Dungeon of Nailed
it.
Thank you. But I wanted to touch on the Rainbow one real quick while we're here. Interesting choice to take Rainbow off Game Pass.
I think take off Game Pass is not the word, because I don't think it's Xbox's decision to do that.
But I'm more talking from a Ubisoft point of view.
Well, for Ubisoft, it's probably like, hey, Xbox, pay us this much. This how much we think the game's worth, and Xbox is like, not worth that much. I don't think it's that weird, to be honest, because I can see both sides of like, Ubisoft's like, we want to make some money off this game, and Xbox like, that game's not worth that money. So
so maybe let me put on my hat, or Ubisoft are getting ready to launch Ubisoft Plus on console.
I feel like if that was the case, we would have seen more Ubisoft stuff leaving.
What else is on there, really? Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed.
It could be contract based.
Okay, yeah. I see what
could
you're
it
saying.
Could it be a case of they're removing stuff to get ready to launch Ubisoft Plus on console, and make it more a unified thing across all platforms? Obviously, I use it all the time on PC. And it's yeah. Again, hashtag ad. I guess I'm sponsored by Ubisoft. I don't know what you want me to say here. But yeah, it just seems like a interesting one.
There's not enough concurrent players, and they're gonna kill it, and they're gonna shut down the servers.
Does that game have dedicated servers? Is the question.
Good point. Don't know.
Yeah, so that'd be the question, because like if it doesn't have dedicated servers, I don't think they would necessarily have to shut down servers if it's peer-to-peer. But I do think it's actually dedicated servers.
I just want to say, on the record, I hope they don't kill it. I really can't deal with the backlash that comes from that in my chat when I'm there. Because I'll tell you what, that is one of the very few games that gets mentioned every stream.
Really?
Are we getting more content for Extraction?
Really?
Maybe they're just lining up for like a big Extraction, like.
I think they've already come out and said they're not doing any more content for Extraction.
It's because they're preparing for Extraction 2.
I don't think so. Oh, I did play something. I should talk about it. I played Rainbow Six Siege, and they got a new timed event. I played, and you might have saw the Twitter that went out the other day, or today actually. I think it went out. Of me playing. It's a new, it's a mode they've done before in previous years. It's the teddy bear mode. I don't know if you ever played that, Kresh, back in the day.
No, I've not.
So what it is pretty much is you have to protect a teddy bear, and everything's pink. Everyone gets new skins, all the different characters, pistols only. So it's like similar to like the Wild Wild West event that you may have played. I don't know if you remember that one.
I did play the Wild Wild West,
so very similar, but this one isn't. This is a constant respawns.
Okay.
And your objective is to go and kill the other team's teddy bear.
Oh, interesting. So
very fun.
Like capture the flag, but instead of capturing the flag,
you do damage. Yeah, and the more damage, so the whoever has the most damage on the teddy bear wins the round, or you can kill the teddy bear altogether.
Oh, that's cool.
I played it, obviously, hashtag ad sponsored, whatever you want to say. Played it on UB last week, and I had a great time with it. Absolutely great time. Played it for 3 hours. Did not expect to be able to keep it going for 3 hours at all. Like, I thought I'd get bored after about an hour and could go back to ranked or something. Nope. Played it for a full 3 hours, sprinting around, screaming, shouting. Ton of fun. So maybe check it out. It runs out April 19th. The event's ends April 19th. Yeah, it's worth. I think the three of us together could be fun because it's not like a normal Rainbow game. It's very much guys. If we run straight for it and we hit our shots, and you just literally get there, you just stab. You just don't stop stabbing, and then you do as much damage as you can, and then the tactics start coming in and stuff. It is a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Cool. I'm down.
So that's what I played.
How big a download is Rainbow?
Probably 60 to 100, I'd imagine.
It's not a small download. They have a lot of content in that game now, or characters and stuff like that.
Loads.
Have they announced, because obviously it's coming out very, very soon, and I know you guys are excited for it. Have they announced the size of Diablo 4?
100 plus.
Because I went to go download the beta, and then was like, "Oh, the beta is 92 gigabytes. I probably won't download it in time to play it."
Can I just say?
Go on.
Do people still have space issues?
Not space issues, but for that beta, I was literally like, okay, well, if I said downloading now, I could play it tomorrow. And then I looked and I was like, oh, it's not on tomorrow. So I literally don't have time.
The beta was 84 gig, 82 gig, 52
on Xbox. Yeah. Pretty sure it was bigger, but either
it could
way,
be bigger on Xbox, but
big enough.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look for you here.
Well, sometimes stuff will download and then it'll extract after download, so it'll take up more spot than what was downloaded.
I'm pretty confident it said it was in the 90s when I looked at it on Xbox, but whatever. I would have had the same reaction if it was 85. But I was thinking like, oh shit, I wonder what the actual game is going to be. It's going to be like 100 and something.
Well, it depends how much was actually in the beta.
That's a fair point. Then maybe the whole
thing
is in the beta.
They could technically have you download the beta and everything's technically in there. You just can't access it.
Yeah. So who knows? For sure. Yeah. Maybe.
I'd say 100 gig.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. We've got a couple of news stories, so let's get through that. First up, Ark 2 delayed again to 2024. But a next-gen version of the game is out in August?
Well, the first game.
Oh, that didn't make sense to me in the title. Today, Studio Wildcard announced that Ark 2, the sequel to 2017's Ark Survival Evolved, is getting delayed a second time to 2024. But in the meantime, a next-gen version of the original game is coming out in August to keep us busy. Quote, "Our goal is to make Ark 2 the best game it can be and provide a truly exceptional and rewarding experience to players. Unreal 5 is an incredibly new technology to us and all developers, and we aim to use the cutting-edge tech to the fullest potential while creating a game with never before achieved scope at Studio Wildcard. As we learn more about the engine and develop the sequel, we have to adapt our workflow and adjust our pipelines to accommodate this new generational paradigm. Thank you. And because of everything that involves, we need more time for development." I have really liked the way they've come out and just been like, hey, we're learning new technology and we're delaying.
Ark 2, if anybody's played Ark 1 is not the cleanest, smoothest experience. So in my mind, take as much time as necessary with Ark 2. The thing that sucks about Ark 1, the next gen version coming out, is that they're shutting down all of the current servers. And people have put a lot of time into those, and like just taming dinosaurs can take upward of like 6 to 12 hours in certain cases.
We had moved then to launch a next gen version in August with plans to shut it down within 6 months potentially. No.
They're shutting down the current gen version for the next gen version.
They're
shutting down servers. Yeah.
Feels like an equally weird move to me because, people have got all those legacy things.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing.
Strange.
I'd have to imagine if that's the case that the next gen version is a significant upgrade, but who knows?
Yeah. That story though did remind me. I have played one other thing, technically, kind of Fortnite Creative 2.0, little baby Unreal. I've been messing around in, and it's mad, but. Maybe save. I want to give you
a little bit
For a second, I thought Fix disconnected.
No, I'm here. I was listening. I got a notification on my phone about something, and it kind of threw me off. I do apologize.
I'm with it.
Say it again, Matt. I got a notification. My bad.
I said one of the other things I've been playing, and you reading this story reminding me of it, was Fortnite 2.0 creative mode, which is like a little baby Unreal, and is mental, but very, very cool indeed.
Damn.
I mean, it pushed Dreams to like shame in a big way.
Why we always shit on Dreams? Poor Dreams.
I really enjoy Dreams. I really liked Dreams, but I mean, this is literally it, but better in every single conceivable way. So there we go.
Damn. Okay. Next up, EA is laying off hundreds of its hundreds for a restructuring. As shared by GameIndustry.biz, publisher Electronic Arts is cutting workforce by 6%, or around 774 staff, based on its last headcount of 12,900 workers worldwide. EA also plans to reevaluate how much real estate the company currently uses. Quote, as we drive greater forces access of our portfolio, we are moving away from projects that do not contribute to our strategy, reviewing our real estate footprint, and restructuring some of our teams, said EA CEO Andrew Wilson. I'll be honest, I saw this and did the "oh shit, here we go again" meme on Twitter, because I'm seeing this around a lot of the game industry again. Yeah. Lots of people losing jobs, lots of restructuring, lots of real estate closing down, lots and lots of real estate closing down.
I mean,
yeah,
with more studios letting people work from home, that conversation kind of makes sense, and I wonder if EA sort of looking to restructure in that direction with their like reevaluating real estate.
1000%.
Also, if you're getting rid of real estate, you know, having a company of almost 13,000 people, and you deciding you're closing a lot of real estate because a lot of people working from home, those people might be in the maintenance of that building, right? Like receptionists and cleaners and all the rest of it that don't affect necessarily game development, but keep those buildings running.
Yeah.
Potentially.
I don't know, because it depends on a case-by-case basis, but I know in New York, a lot of buildings don't natively hire, so the people that work in the building maintenance and stuff aren't hired by the companies that own the buildings.
That's fair.
They pay a different company to send workers and stuff like that. I don't know if you would technically count those as employees, and I don't think EA would count those people as employees.
I guess the only difference is if you own the building outright.
No, even
like that. That's typically the case when you own a floor of a building or whatever, especially in like in New York. Really? Okay.
No, it's even when you own the building.
I think it's similar to me and Yubi, right? I'm a freelancer, so I'm sure even in other sectors, I know there are cleaners who work as freelancers at the end of the day. So if I get laid off by Yubi, or that's not them laying me off. Technically, it's my contract coming to an end.
The thing, it depends where the offices are, because like in New York, a lot of maintenance jobs are unionized, and so there's companies that hire those workers, and so what happens is the buildings then reach out to those companies, and even if they get like the building shuts down or they close down floors, they don't need as many workers, those workers are still employed. They're just employed with the main company and not EA or whatever the case is. Yeah. So I don't know how it works state to state, and I'm sure
country to country.
Yeah, exactly. So that's not a uniform statement, but just
it's mad, isn't it? A company of 13,000 people, like, jeez Louise.
Do you know what I think it is for me? Is the hard part, and it's not fair for me to say this, but it is what it is. It's, you see, I saw this news story drop, and then literally 3 days later, I saw about 30, 40 content creators who have just been flown out to America to play new Star Wars. And you go, it hurts. There's a part of me that goes, oh, okay. And don't get me wrong, I'm someone who has definitely benefited from the privileges of being a content creator. I just come back from the Dead Island 2 press event and things like that. I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying it's like, Is there anything that could have been done more to keep people's jobs? Or that's always what worries me. Is like, did they overstaff at a certain point that they shouldn't have? And because right now we're in a really, especially in the UK, I'll talk about the UK alone. Like, we're in such a bad place.
Yeah.
As a country. Anytime I hear work like that, obviously it gets me worried. Obviously, I already know, like, I've been in this situation, obviously, when they do April's a killer month. I know either you getting new contracts in April or you getting laid off as a freelancer. That's pretty much how it is. So, yeah, man, it's a shame to see. Obviously, my thoughts go out to anyone who lost their job, who may have just relocated and just moved their entire life somewhere. And trust me, because these things happen a lot.
I saw a tweet from a guy who was like, I just went on vacation with my wife or whatever, and he's like, I just moved like 5 weeks or something like that, and I'm already let go or whatever. Yep. And I was like, oh, that sucks so much to be also dealing with that while you're on vacation, and after moving and all that stuff for 5 weeks. It's horrible.
Well, you saved up all your money to go on holiday. You go on the holiday. While on the holiday, you find out that you're now fired. So then you go, oh shit, I shouldn't be on this holiday.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's the games industry, man. It's one of the best industries in the world, and it's also one of the scariest and the doggy dogs in the world as well. So thoughts go out to everybody in that situation. My thoughts go out to them. Next up, last news story. Capcom share prices have hit a all-time high. As noted by games industry consultant Dr. Shenken Toto, the company's stock hit 4,865, I believe that's yen.
Yeah.
Which is around $36.42 on the Tokyo Stock Exchange earlier today. And at the time of writing, which was a couple of days ago now, it sits at slightly lower 4,840 yen. This marks the highest share price in the history of the company and the latest sign of the continued growth in which the company has seen in 10 years, which is nuts. The shareholder price is around 390 yen, which was at like $2.92 10 years ago, which is 10 years ago. If you think about 10 years ago, what was that? 2013.
When did Monster Hunter World come out?
2013. So
what happened last October? They had a massive jump last October. How did we not talk about that?
I'm trying to think of Capcom.
Capcom
2013. Devil May Cry, like the DMC Devil May Cry.
Okay.
That came out from them. And that's about it.
That explains it.
Well,
that was literally, I think that was around like the lowest point of the studio as well.
Brother, I remember being on this podcast weekly talking about, oh, they're getting sold. Someone's buying them. Someone's buying them. Like, they've got enough IP there that it's worth buying. They're a strong, obvious, at the time, they were a mid-range studio in a desirable region, obviously. So, and I was always talking about it from an Xbox point of view as well, where I'm like, Xbox has to go buy them. They can get a foothold. They can get all these IPs. And then you look at them now and you're like, shit, you'd be lucky. Like, there's no way they're selling, and they are absolutely killing it.
Yeah, even if you can afford them, I don't know if it'd necessarily be best for Capcom to even sell at this point, right?
Why would you? Let's milk the rest of these IPs before we even think about selling.
Yeah, let's start going down again before we sell.
Like, realistically, they've still got Resident Evil 5 to remake, Resident Evil Code Veronica to remake. They've still got wait, but I'm not even done. Like, they could still imagine. I know I'm a big fan, but imagine a reboot of Dead Rising 1. At this point,
yeah, but even outside of like remakes and reboots, I think they're also like with their newer titles in those genres. Even like Resident Evil, I know you're not a big fan of Resident Evil 7. No, that still does good. They still do good continuously now.
Resident Evil 7 and 8 are fine games. There's again, stop putting words in my mouth. All right, I didn't say I hate these games. They're fine games.
You don't really like them.
They're fine games.
Okay, yeah, we said the same thing with different words.
They're fine games, okay?
Yeah. Okay,
but then I look at Capcom, like, let's have a look at the rest of Capcom. What else do they have right now on the horizon?
New Devil May Cry, most likely.
Gotta be, right?
Street Fighter they got coming out.
Yep.
New Monster Hunter at some point, and those always do number whenever they're dropping new Monster Hunters.
Do you think we see new Devil May Cry at E3, not E3?
I won't be surprised.
It's possible. It's been a while since the last Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
So I think that's very, very possible.
I wouldn't be surprised, yeah.
That'd be cool.
Give me a Dead Rising remake, man. Like, generally.
Yeah, man. Now you said it.
Give me a Dead Rising remake. Like, I love Dead Rising. I really do. On the imagine it on the RE engine.
Yeah. I think Dead Rising is one of those franchises that it's like, I think that one is like a legitimate gamble on whether it would be successful if you bring it back. I think with Resident Evil, it's like a shoe in. But I think Dead Rising, I don't know if it has that same level of like nostalgia. I know a lot of people like it.
Not the same level, but enough. Like I don't think there's many things that have a sort of franchise cachet like Resident Evil does.
I don't think it has the same kind of like cachet as fucking Dead Space either.
What do you? Sorry,
Dead Rising.
Dead Rising, yeah, I don't think so.
I think you're strongly
I think
mistaken.
I would put them on a similar level. Dead Rising and Dead Space.
Okay, out of interest, Kresh, how many units do you think Dead Rising as a whole has sold?
As a whole?
Yeah, so
the whole franchise.
So Dead Rising 1, Dead Rising 2, Dead Rising K0, Dead Rising West, the mobile game, Off the Record, Dead Rising 3, Dead Rising 4. Couple million.
Yeah.
They're at 15 million total.
How many? 15?
Yeah.
That's a couple.
The mobile, throwing the mobile game in there.
I'm just gonna say this. You mentioned a lot of games.
Well, no, I feel like you have to throw the mobile game in there because we're talking about it from like a big IP perspective, right?
Yeah, but what I mean is, like, I felt like I had a relatively good grasp on what my estimate would be until you threw the mobile game in there, and I was like, that could have sold 5 copies, that could have sold 5 million copies. Like, I just don't know, like, no concept of.
I don't even know if it came out, but
well, there you go, then even more so.
But it's all I know is Dead Rising to me is still a big hitter, and a remake of 1 could. And if you look at the remakes of Resident Evil, a remake of 1 could be really good. A well-grounded Dead Rising game as well could be even better.
Well, I don't think they ever do that.
Could be amazing, though.
Grounded?
I think it could be fucking dope.
They did with Dead Rising 4 or whatever. That was their attempt at doing a grounded Dead Rising, bro.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
Like,
That's as grounded as you'll get it.
Like, realistically, take away the camera stuff from Frank West in Dead Rising 1, because I don't think you really need that. I'm talking about just the story of a journalist who is sent in to cover the mole like thing. Maybe even draw back on the Zombrek stuff, because no one really liked going back to going back and doing that regularly. Make it like a story element thing that he goes back and does it, but you don't have a timer on it like you did in the original game. And it's like in the RE engine, darker, grittier, scarier, thousands of zombies on screen now that we can do, which I remember on the 360 when that came out on 360. Like, I remember I was working at my dad's shop. I remember when I first saw that, I was like, look at all the zombies outside, and bro, it could be crazy.
Just don't see it personally.
I don't see him doing that.
No,
but I do.
I don't see it.
Me either.
I see if they do that, you lose connection with like the main audience, and I don't see Dead Rising today like the same type of game as it was doing super well.
I agree with you on that. I agree with you. The game that it was doesn't do well in 2023 or 2024, but changing it and remaking it, and I think it could.
If we're looking at what Capcom does with their remakes, a lot of times they're very, very true to the remake. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I think the biggest change was Resident Evil 2 remake, and realistically that was just because they were like, we're not doing the fucking fixed angles, right? So they had to change that to a degree.
Yeah. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that we got a Dead Rising remake. I do think that's more likely than a Dead Rising sequel, and I think I would actually probably prefer a Dead Rising sequel at this point. But
yeah, I want that.
No, maybe sequel's not the right word, but just like a new
game
thing. Yeah. Yeah, I don't need the characters back.
Fix,
or
you didn't
anything,
like
you know,
last Dead Rising? You liked the very last piece of content that came out for Dead Rising, Christmas DLC.
You remember me playing that Resident? You remember me streaming it? I was literally streaming it and just cursing the whole time. Like, I had to buy a DLC to see if Frank West died, and then they gave me that, bro. Like, what the fuck? Trash.
Yeah.
Trash. Dead Rising 2 is still the best Dead Rising game, so simple as.
I wonder if they would ever just remake 2 and not even do 1.
No, don't do that.
No.
Please don't do that. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you want to do it, let's do it. Like, it's a big enough franchise that I feel like could be cool. I think it could be cool. There's definitely, but like we just think about the story we just wrote. Oh, that could be cool. Their stock price are the highest. They don't need to go keep making your Resident Evils, cool. your Street Fighters, your Monster Hunters. You're doing just fine, all right? You're doing just fine.
That's true.
All right, let's show me the fixes, Sack. Remember, you can email in myxboxandmepodcast@gmail.com. Hit us up on the Discord, which is in the description below, or hit us up on Twitter @MCFixer, @MattP Video, @CreshNickPlays, sorry, forgot it for a second, or @MyXboxAndMe, #MXAM. First question is from a Wild Army. I just got done watching Tetris on Apple TV, and I would put it up there with Detective Pikachu and the 2 Sonic movies. Jesus, Army. As an amazing video game movie. Okay, can we just stop there? Are we really going with Detective Pikachu as an amazing video game movie?
I don't like Detective Pikachu.
Amazing.
Didn't like it.
Well, no, actually, no. And I wouldn't say the 2 Sonic movies were amazing.
Of course
either,
they're not.
But they're
whoa.
good.
They're good, but they're not amazing.
Wait. I don't think you guys understand the fandom you guys are messing with right now. The Sonic fandom will beat the shit out of you guys. Chill out, okay? You never seen a furry get wild. They got hands, bro.
You fucking almost just killed me, you prick. If you're not watching the video, oh my god.
Jinx, you should be.
Jesus, you almost just killed me. Sorry about that. Anyway, video game movie. We still get duds from time to time, like Halo and Need for Speed movie. But it's starting to trend that these experiences are getting better. So do you think we have finally come to a place in movie/TV where we can have an amazing video game stories, or do you think we have a ways to go? Side note, I did not mention Last of Us because I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard nothing but praises for it. I haven't seen it either yet. We'll do over the next couple of weeks though. No, I still think we got very far to go. What you classify as amazing films are not amazing films, in my opinion. They're good films and they're decent films, but they're not amazing films. And video games are the best medium to tell stories, in my opinion. That's why I play them. That's why I enjoy them more than film. I think you've got too many duds still. Like you said, Halo. Trash.
Yeah, I found it really because there are 2 amazing video game things that could have been mentioned and they weren't, that are like truly amazing, that I think is unarguable, is Arcane and Edge Runners.
Sure.
Okay.
But I think the important thing about both of those, and something I mentioned, and I know you guys disagree with me last time I talked about it, is they both sort of reinvent the story that they're in, and they don't tell it like one-to-one. They sort of make it fit in the medium. And I think that's the most difficult thing, is you have people who are like really into the source material and they're like, we're going to do a one-for-one thing, and it doesn't work out because it doesn't translate. Video games are very, very different from TV shows and movies and all that stuff. And then another one is you have the people who don't know anything about it and they go into it and they're like, oh, that I'm just going to make something that looks cool with those characters. And so I think it is a really hard thing to find, but I think anywhere with anything, be it books, comic books, any sort of medium that gets translated into a different form, it's always a gamble. I think even today, like, there are still bad iterations of book movies that come out, but still bad iteration of comic book movies as well.
Can we go on the record as saying The Hunger Games is not one of them? I watched all the Hunger Games films like a couple of weeks ago.
Hunger Games is bad.
What?
Hunger Games is fine.
I watched the first one and I remembered I do not like Hunger Games. The first movie is bad. I do not like it.
They're fine. Me and Emma have been rewatching.
I really like Hunger Games. I don't know why. It makes me cry. No, I can't read. It makes me cry. It makes me upset. It gets me going. It does everything it's supposed to do. Hunger Games. It does for me for some reason.
I get it.
I don't understand why I like them so much, but I fucking do. I really like Hunger Games. I don't know why.
Let me also say this. I haven't watched anything past the first one. I've only watched the first one, and I do not like the first one.
If you don't like the first one, you ain't gonna like any of them.
Yeah.
The second one is very video gamey.
Yes.
Like, the second one is like, they go hard into the Hunger Games and making it very video gamey.
Yeah.
And I very much enjoyed that. But what I was going to say is, I think people forget how young the video game industry is.
True.
And so, like, we're only now just getting directors and producers and people with real money who are real video game fans that are in a position in the movie and TV industry to start funding this stuff and start making it properly. And so, yeah, and I think now we're in a place where video games make a shit ton of money as well. Like, God of War made a shit ton of money, so of course Amazon's going to look at that and go, let's make the TV show and hopefully let's make it good. We'll see. But Kresh has no faith.
No, I have most of the stuff announced. I have very little faith in, especially like a lot of Sony stuff. They're like so all over the place with it. I think the only thing like Sony side that I'm like could be good is the Ghost of Tsushima one with the John Wick director.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm like,
and again, that is a very cinematic story, and a story that we're kind of used to seeing in cinema, and like it's very much birthed from old school cinema. Yeah, exactly. And so I think you're probably right on that front. Fallout's the one I'm terrified of because I fucking love the Fallout franchise, and I do not see that working in a TV show from Amazon.
Fallout is so open that I feel like you can tell a story in that world that really works. It's just all the extra stuff in Fallout that make it Fallout that, like, how do you translate that and make that work?
Easy.
That's the bit. Easy. The humor of Fallout is what I think is probably hardest to translate into TV film.
I hope they butcher it. I hate the humor in Fallout.
I was going to say, that's the worst part of Fallout is the humor.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, and I like the Mr. Handy stuff. And yeah.
Wait, you don't like Borderlands humor, yes, Matt?
True.
But you like Fallout.
No.
Okay.
I don't. I think I probably would like Borderlands humor. Okay. The problem is, whenever I've played Borderlands, I've played it with friends who are chatting over that humor the whole time, and so like it's not like I'm absorbing the story, the world, the humor very well at all.
Okay, that's fair.
You should play more games with me and Kresh.
Matt, no response. Just looking blinking.
No, I feel like we're pretty good at that though. In like when we play certain games, letting the cutscenes talk and letting the characters talk when they're talking. I don't feel like we do a bad job of speaking over games when we play together.
Yeah.
Redfall is right around the corner.
Now fix this out with Redfall.
I know.
I'm looking forward to it. Do we even answer the question?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, so do you think movies have finally come in a place where they could have amazing video game stories? I think yes and no. I think now it's up to finding the right directors. I think they're finally in a space that studios are willing to put money and effort into them instead of just like cashing it on the name. It's just finding the right directors who are passionate enough about those products, but also know how to make movies well and know how to translate that material.
Yeah, and like, you know, the Mario movie reviews came out today, and it's getting panned by critics, but users are saying it's good.
I'm going to go after this, I think.
Are you?
I think so.
I think I'm going to go see it next week.
Well, it's getting a bit late, so maybe I'll go tomorrow instead. But, yeah,
fair.
I want to go see it. Next up, given the recent success of Resident Evil 4 remake, do you think that this will lead Capcom to repeat their history with the original 5 and 6 with the Resident Evil franchise because they think that is what fans want?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know why I'm so against 5 and 6 being remade. I don't understand why I hold 1, 2, 3, and 4 in such a different regard than I do 5, 6.
Yeah, right,
yeah, but it's not really because they all are part of the same universe.
And they're
not all
very well.
Equally good.
Well, no, but in my head, 4 is not very good. Which it is, but you understand what I'm saying. I don't know why. I just, for some reason, I look at Resident Evil 5 and I go, I don't want a remake of that. I want them to do it better. And I think that's my problem with 5 and 6. It's like, don't remake them, like, remake them. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. I think with 5, the interesting thing is, I think if you ask most non-Resident Evil fans,
they love it.
Their thoughts about 5, they like it. Mm-hmm. So it's like, you remake that, and who do you remake it for? The hardcore Resident Evil fans, or that game sold a lot, or the general fan of that game.
Brother, have you seen the hardcore Resident Evil? I don't want to go on a tangent too much, but have you seen the state of the hardcore Resident Evil fan right now?
No, I have not.
There's a fucking Reddit post about how you can't look up Ashley's skirt. She no longer calls you a perv. She no longer does this.
I saw people.
Her boobs have been shrunk or some bullshit. Like, no disrespect, but the hardcore Resident Evil fan is like a weirdo.
Isn't she like a little kid in that game?
I think she's like 17, 18 maybe.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought she was like a 8.
No, I don't think she's like no. She's not like like teenage. I think as an illustration of what Fixer was saying about the most hardcore being
20,
creepy and weird, a bit 20. There we go. Is I was looking into mods because I was like, yeah, I'm playing this thing on PC. Like, maybe I'll mod it up. Like, I'll just change it up a little bit. A significant amount of mods are just making Ashley wear less, or making the other female character wear less.
Ava,
help me, thank you, Ava.
Yeah.
Or to be fair, there are also a significant amount of mods that make Leon shirtless or give him a tramp stamp.
I was gonna say in the same breath that most mods are like that.
Yeah, sure. I was gonna say, like, there's a lot of stuff like that general with modding in most games. People do that just because they can.
They sexualize characters a lot of the time.
Gamers are creeps.
Not all of them, but yeah. No, I just find it like I said, the hardcore Resident Evil fan right now is like, they've lost a lot of respect in my book.
Sure.
With some of this stuff, and then
one of the voice actresses get chased off of social media by people because they didn't like her rendition of a character.
Yes.
Which is wild.
Yeah, mad. I think that was the Ava voice actress, wasn't it?
I believe so.
I think it's great. I don't know what people moan about.
Ooh.
The other thing I was going to say.
Ooh. Wait a minute.
The other thing I was going to say is we've just talked about how Capcom's share price is at an all-time high. And so if you're a heavy investor in Capcom, you have to be rubbing your hands together now going, guys, so much pre-production time, cut off these games that we keep remaking because we don't have to rewrite the stories and shit. It's so good. And we're making all this money. 5's already started, right? You've already started working on 5. And then somebody turns around and goes, actually, we thought we were going to rewrite 5 and 6 entirely and just build them from the ground up, and that person who was rubbing their hands together gets sad.
I don't think they need to be from the ground. I don't think it needs to be that drastic, but you can still keep Africa, you can still keep the story. I think you can still keep Chris Sheva, you can still keep Wesker, you can still keep Ouroboros. Like, that crux of what is there is fine. It's just doing it way better is the thing. What?
Matt doesn't think so.
I look, I don't have a problem. Yeah, I agree with you that I don't think any of those things really hold the game back.
The things I just mentioned are not the problem with the game.
Sure. So what is the problem with the game?
Everything else.
That's what I mean.
I just want to put it on record. I like Resident Evil 5. I'd be fine with a straight up remake.
It's hard to draw that line. It's hard to draw the line where you go, all this is good and all this is trash.
The problem you got is the co-op, right? And they're never going to remove the co-op because that's what made it sell 11 million copies.
I absolutely could see them removing the co-op.
No shot. Not a chance in hell. That game is intrinsically a co-op game. The game, that's why I didn't like the game when I first played it, because I tried to play it as a single-player Resident Evil game, and then Sheva, come on! Sheva, come on! Sheva, come on! Literally, Sheva, come on! Like, I ain't got time for this shit. Like, that game is intrinsically a co-op game, and that's why it sold as well as it did.
I will say, even if they decide to keep the co-op and you have a bot playing with you, AI for companions has gotten significantly better.
It has, but Ashley is still trash. So...
I haven't had that many issues with Ashley.
What difficulty you playing on?
Oh yeah, like middle. I don't know. They're 4, they're 3, whatever the normal is.
Let's move on. To answer the question, yes, I think they end up remaking 5 and 6. Or definitely 5. I don't know if 6 is. Bro, 6 is so bad.
Yeah, I think 5. I think 5 they'll inevitably get remade.
6 is so bad. So like 6, bad.
Even the thing with 6 is even the people that bought it, like 5 has a fan base outside of Resident Evil fans.
Agree.
I don't think 6 does.
No.
So I think that's the difficult thing about 6. I can see that's where they're like, okay, now we're gonna go into our own direction with the remake. But at that point, is it even worth remaking 6?
No. And at that point, it's like just focus on 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Yeah.
So, we'll see though.
And then go back and remake 2.
No, remake 1.
No, they'll remake 2 again, don't worry.
Do you think we live long enough that remake 2 gets done?
Yeah. I think you'll be like 70 or 80.
So there's a remake of remake 2.
Yeah, and you'll play him. Back in my day, this was so much better. I had fixed camera angles back in my day. That's gonna be you, Fix. It was so good.
What do you mean that already is Fix?
Yeah.
Sounds exactly like him. They never did VR for Resi 2, right?
No.
I'd play that.
Do we need it?
I was gonna say I don't know how it would work, but Resident Evil 4 has VR, right? Or not the remake,
the whole game.
The whole game is
VR?
No,
they made a whole Resident Evil 4 VR. Is what?
Yeah.
I mean, they could go back and do that if VR.
And Village has.
I don't think VR will ever be big enough.
Village has VR.
Yes. And so does
Village
7.
has everything.
So does 7.
Yeah.
But that's because Sony paid them to do
it. 7 had.
I suppose if they haven't done it yet, they're probably not going to do it though.
Look at 4.
No.
Look at 4.
I could see them doing VR, especially because like I feel like Resident Evil 2 remake got a resurgence in popularity as well from like Resident Evil fans in a big way. Not to say that it wasn't big before, because I know a lot of like hardcore Resident Evil fans, it was their favorite Resident Evil. But I think with the more like average Resident Evil fan, Resident Evil 2 remake gave it more of a bump that I could see them being like, hey, maybe we throw VR on this and people play it and enjoy it.
Expecting a Meta Quest 3 this year. Could be a good launch title. Facebook, Meta, get on it.
Interesting.
Maybe.
Be the easiest way that I buy it. So, but I said that, and I've got a VR. I've got a Quest 2 and never played 4, and I thought I would be all over that and didn't. So, moving on. Given the this is from Rye. Given the popularity of the Steam Deck, and the recent reports about Sony is working on a handheld exclusively built for streaming, do you think now is the time for Microsoft to introduce the fabled X-Boy handheld we never got? What do you think it should look like, and what features should it have? No.
Wait, you guys don't have your Xbox handhelds? I got mine right here.
Mine's right here.
No shot they make a handheld. I think best case they partner up with either Steam for like the Steam Deck thing, which you can already run Game Pass on it, make it more intuitive or something like that. But they're already invested in handheld, just a different way from having actual hardware.
Why would they want to lose money on hardware?
Yeah.
When we already have a supercomputer in our hands.
Yeah.
Do you think they do a Razer Kishi?
Well, like an official Xbox branded one or something?
Yeah, or just a Microsoft controller that plugs into your phone on either side.
Possibly, but like I feel like a lot of times with hardware like that, particularly Microsoft ends up partnering with people, right? Because with their whole they've had hard drives where they've been like, these are official Xbox hard drives, but it's made by Seagate or something like that, right? So I could see that happening with Razer. Or
just that, like, you know, they do their Elite controllers, they do the adaptive controllers, like,
Yeah.
You know, I could see it either way.
No, I think they've invested in touch, right? I didn't speak about it, but I played GoldenEye on my phone, literally on the weekend through Clad, and I was like, oh, this is garbage. But what, we're gonna pretend that GoldenEye holds up? What are we doing there?
Oh, I didn't know if you meant the touchscreen experience, the clouds experience, the game itself experience.
You meant it all.
I kind of meant it all, if I'm being honest.
Wow.
It's not good. It works though, so can I really complain?
Yes.
I'm not complaining. I got the experience that I signed up for, which was playing GoldenEye on my phone with touch controls. It was there. It worked. I clicked a button and it worked. So, is that the experience I want to have when I'm playing games? No, not at all. But it worked. No, I don't see Xbox ever doing it. If they were done it, they would have done it when the Vita came out, to be honest with you, to compete with that, which there was no reason for them to try and compete with that. I don't need another device. I look around my house nowadays and I just go, I'm done. I don't need anything else.
The era of handhelds, realistically, in the way that they were popular, is kind of over. Because if you look at handhelds now, it's like Steam Deck and stuff like that. I don't even consider like a Kishi and a phone being a handheld device necessarily.
No, I agree.
Handheld devices are premiums, and I don't think Xbox is like, we're going to jump in with only a premium option, because that is a very niche market you're going into. I know a lot of people talk about Steam Decks, and you constantly see people be like, oh, this game's available for Steam Deck and stuff like that. Steam Deck is not as popular as people would have you lead on. If it was cheaper, I'm sure a lot of people would get it. I'm sure there's a lot of people interested in it. It's just not as big. It's not that big that Microsoft is going to invest in it, I think, at the end of the day.
Amazing machine, though.
Yeah. Oh, I believe it, for sure.
Amazing.
That's why you see people talk about it as much as they do, because it is well worth it if you do decide to get one.
Yeah. It's an amazing machine. I haven't used it as much as I thought I would, but in the same breath, I'm always indoors at the moment, so no shit, Sherlock. But amazing machine. But no, I don't what it looks like and I don't need to even talk about that, because ultimately it will never exist.
I bet you there are prototypes that are floating around in the back room of a Microsoft somewhere, and that would be fascinating to see.
Absolutely. There's definitely been prototypes. There's definitely been discussions. There's been designs. There's 100%. But I think Xbox. I think we've all spoken about it. Like, Xbox are not in the market anymore to sell you hardware. They don't even care about selling you an Xbox.
Yeah.
They care about selling you Game Pass. They care about selling you like Microsoft Word. Like, they care about. They don't care about selling you hardware. They care about selling you services.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. At a certain point, Xbox as a hardware will become a premium product, where it's like, we don't expect you to have this to interact with our system. But right now, I think it's still like, we expect you to have an Xbox when you're interacting with our with Xbox as a whole. But I do think that transitions out at some point. I'm not saying it'll happen in the next 10 years, but at some point for Xbox it will happen.
I think in the next 10 years, I think you're right. Having a Xbox will be a premium experience.
Yeah.
Do you think we get a like mid-generation now refresh where we get like a slimmer Xbox Series X without the disc drive, cheaper?
Yeah.
I think so.
I think it makes sense, even outside of having like a new product, which I don't know if, not to say that Xbox doesn't want to do that. I don't think that would be their main focus. The main focus would be like, how can we make this cheaper? How can we save ourselves money on the product we're producing?
Because it is mad now that I have a disc drive in that Xbox. Like, I don't own any discs to go in it, I don't think.
The Series S.
I don't think it's that. Maybe I don't think it's that Microsoft still work in the industry. There's still, on the odd occasion, someone's like, hey, we got a physical copy we want to send out because it's got a special box. Yeah. I'm going for Final Fantasy Crisis Core.
Yeah, you did. You're right.
I'm going for that. I'm going for Harry Potter. NBA. NBA. There's still a lot of times that they'll send me a again, I know I'm a unique case. I'm not trying to act like this is an everybody thing, but yeah, my disc tray gets used more than you think.
Fair enough. Mine does not.
Yeah, but I feel like if they were to do that, they would just phase out sending people CDs, discs.
Yeah. No, I agree. Oh no, in the same breath, there's a bunch of companies who only send me FIFA. Send me literally the FIFA case with a code inside it.
Yeah. I know.
So it goes both ways.
A while ago, I don't know if collector's editions still do this. They started sending like steel cases with no game with them.
That happens a lot.
Yeah, so like, I think they're ready for the transition to happen because a lot of people are already not. They'll make the product still, just not the disc.
Yeah. Huh,
well, it's also because like the press kit, the influencer kit, the unboxing is like the free advertising for them, right? And so like they want the excuse to send out the big physical thing for you.
Oh wow!
Hey, is that Dying Light?
Dying Light? Oh, is that the Tales from the Borderlands headphones?
Tales from Borderlands.
Oh, one sec. Wow, how amazing!
Wow,
I'm such a sellout, bro. What the hell?
Still hashtag ad.
It's not even an ad. That was just hashtag gifted. Hashtag gifted.
Hashtag free promo.
I think that's changed in the UK now. I think that would class as hashtag ad in the UK now.
I don't think
As of a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, has it changed?
Oh, you should look into that fix.
I should probably look into that.
You should probably look into that, bud.
Hashtag ad.
He looks questioningly.
I mean, I don't know. Anyway, let's plug and get ourselves out of here, boys. Matt, we'll start with you. What you got to plug this week? What have you been working on?
Things I can't discuss.
Yeah, anything that you can, anything you can discuss that people can go find.
What can I discuss? Not that people can go find. No, been playing some D&D. When I saw D&D movie, that was really fucking good.
What did you think?
Yeah, it was a very good movie.
Oh, you saw that?
Yeah, it was a very good movie. Yeah,
and it wasn't as much like it's D&D. Like it felt authentically chaotic enough to feel like a D&D game, but it wasn't like, oh man, that was a critical fail. You know, like shit like that going on. And so I really, really enjoyed it.
It was a good watch.
They also put out. Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna tell Fix I would recommend watching that. I know you mentioned wanting to go watch more movies. Yeah. I would recommend that.
Okay.
They also put out a really good piece of advertising because they do a thing mechanically where a character transforms into something that mechanically in actual D&D is not allowed, and then they put out this really cool little cartoon being like, but it's cool, so fuck you and your rules. Which is like a big thing in the D&D community of being like, who gives a shit about the rules? Like, have fun, play the game, sort of thing, you know? So, it felt very much in the spirit. I very much enjoyed it.
Okay, Kresh.
Would recommend.
What you got to plug, my friends? What you been up to?
Follow My Xbox Me on Twitch. I've made the executive decision. We're going to start streaming on Twitch. I made the decision.
Do you have the power to do that, Kresh?
Yeah.
You definitely don't, but I'm going to allow it. I'm going to allow it.
We weren't going to make the decision. We weren't going to make the decision. What happens every time is we'll ask the audience. The audience doesn't answer and say wherever you want. So I'm making a decision.
You talked to the board about this? You talked to the chairman?
I hit a Paley.
Heidi, did you confirm this? Did you confirm that we're streaming on Twitch now to Kresh as the board of My Xbox and Me? She's looking at me so confused, like, why are you talking to me?
Headphones, so why she has no context.
Well, technically, she's wearing headphones, technically, because she's playing Harry Potter, so...
She not finished it yet?
Yeah, she finished it, but now she's doing 100%.
Wow. She, like, really, really likes the game.
But, and she's left, like, Mickey Mouse and Scar and all to just starve on that desert island?
Has Mickey Mouse and Scar, are they dead now? On your island? She's looking at me even more confused, like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, yeah, they're dead. They're dead. Yeah, they're dead. They're dead. You can find me everywhere at MC Fixer. I guess if you've got I doubt it. I'm not gonna lie. People listening to this, I so doubt it. If you've got a Kick account, do me a favor, go follow me on Kick. I'm trying to get to 75 followers. You know, like, but I'll be honest with you, most people who listen to this don't even watch Twitch, so very much doubt that you even know what Kick is. So yeah, and I really hope Kresh does start streaming on the My Xbox and Me account. I think it would be fucking dope, and I would love it, and I think it would be cool. So I hope that he does.
Goodbye.
Until next time, love you, leave you. Goodbye.